Hi everyone and welcome to another Boss Girl Budgets. Today I am doing something a little bit different. So I hope you can all join me today for a little bit of fun. We are doing a Christmas themed video. Today we are going to talk about my Christmas budget, what my budget had to cover, and we're going to walk through my new binder. So let's jump into it. If you are new here, my name is Lili. I'm a 37-year-old cash stuffer from Australia, and I like to share my videos on budgeting, cash stuffing, all that kind of stuff. So if you enjoy those kind of videos, please hit the subscribe button and follow along with me. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you all here. I have got my coffee here. It is quite early this morning. I don't normally film my videos this early, but I am on a very tight schedule today. I've got a lot to do for Boss Girl Budget's Etsy store. You guys are really enjoying the new products, so I've been really busy this week. I've also got some custom orders that I'm doing today, so that's keeping me quite busy. So I have got about 20 minutes to cram this video in, but we're going to do it. So grab your coffee. Take a sip and join me. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about my Christmas budget. So this year was a little bit of a different year for me. And I have struggled a little bit with Christmas this year. I'm a huge Christmas freak, and Christmas is big for me every year. It always has been. And I put a lot of money into Christmas. It's just my thing. It's my jam. I love it. I love gifting. I love wrapping presents. I love the whole vibe of Christmas. And I struggled this year because we had a gap year. So our gap year this year, we decided not to work. I will do a video on this soon. But basically, my husband and I both took a year off work, which means we have very limited money, and I've had to budget it very carefully this year to keep everything on top. So this year I used a savings challenge. This is the savings challenge that I used. This is my own challenge, and I saved $540. That was pretty much all we could really put to it. And I saved all year. So each week I coloured in a star. You guys would have seen me if you've been around long enough. You would have seen me each week cash stuffing this one. So that's the challenge that I used this year to save up for Christmas. Now, I saved $540. And that is the only budget I've got for Christmas. It's very minimal for me. I would normally spend quite a lot more, but it couldn't be done this year. So with my $540, what did it cover? So I had to give up quite a lot of things. I had to give up quite a few tradition things that I would normally do. I had to give up gifting to certain people. I couldn't gift to as many people. I couldn't spoil myself and my husband. We couldn't go crazy. Basically, we couldn't go crazy. So that was a bit of a struggle for me, but we've done it, and I am quite happy with what I managed to get out of my budget. But I kind of wanted you all to know that just because you have a smaller budget doesn't mean you can't enjoy Christmas. We are all in this together. Yes, it is hard when you're on a budget, but you can still enjoy Christmas. I guarantee you, you can still enjoy it. So what I covered, the biggest thing for me is I have a family that is overseas. My whole family is overseas. I've got a couple of siblings in Australia, but the rest of my family is overseas. So the first thing that I had to cover was Christmas cards. Now they're quite expensive. You can get boxed sets. I choose to pick individual cards for each person. That's just me. I've always done it. So we got our overseas Christmas cards. It was quite a few. It also had to cover postage to send them. Now, to send a Christmas card in Australia, I think it's about 65 cents, 75 cents, but to send them overseas, we're looking at $3 a card. So I had to keep that in mind when I was doing my budget. So we covered that. We got all of that sorted. Gifts. Gifts was the next big one. So I gave up the people I was buying for. Normally I would buy for everyone. And when I say everyone, I'm talking my kids, my family. I would do work colleague gifts. I would do my best friend gifts. I would gift for things like the Kmart wishing tree. I'm a big giver, and so everyone gets presents with me. This year we decided, our family in Australia, that we were going, it's quite a smaller family, so we decided that we were going to do a Kris Kringle instead of buying everybody a gift. This has been a life changer this year. It's really made my life a lot less stressful, because I only had to buy one present. When I say one present, if you saw my video last week, you would know that I went over my budget by $50, and that is because I did not think about Kris Kringle. So Kris Kringle, I actually had to buy 2 presents, not one, because there's obviously me and my husband. I did not think about that, so I messed up my budget with that one, but it has made our life a lot easier by having the Kris Kringle thing. I really recommend it with big families where all the kids have grown up. We're lucky because all of our kids have grown up. My son is one of the youngest and he has just turned 20. So it's a lot easier for like them to get involved in the Kris Kringle, and it just made everything so much easier. I know it's a little bit different when they're all kids and you want to buy all the kids presents. So I was very lucky this year because they've all grown up and could be part of Kris Kringle. So this year I purchased for me and my husband. We gave ourselves a $50 budget. We gave our kids a $100 budget each. So I purchased a couple of things for my son that he asked for. And then my daughter is away interstate, so we are sending her some money that she can put towards anything she wants, just because it was a bit more difficult to send something in the post. So we're gifting her money. And then we also bought a little something for our mother-in-law who we live with. So I'm a huge Christmas morning person, and I like everybody in our house on Christmas morning to have something to open. So we just bought a little something for her to open. And then we obviously did our Kris Kringle gifts. So that's kind of the only gifts that we did this year. So I did struggle with that, but I'm happy with what we got. I think it worked out a lot better because I really had to think about what I was buying and putting it in the budget, and I think I've picked quite well, and I'm happy with that. The budget also had to cover Christmas wrapping paper. So I grabbed this wrapping set. It came with 3 different designs, as you can see. I think they're really cute. These were from Typo and they cost me $12 for the 3 rolls, which I'm really happy with. So that came into our budget. I also grabbed the labels that came with it. And then lastly, I grabbed all of our advent calendars. So there's 3 of us in our house, so I grabbed 3 advent calendars. We also have 2 cats, so I got them their own little advent calendar. And then finally our budget covered my snow globe. Now every year, one of my traditions is, I've got a few traditions, so we always do stockings, we always do a snow globe, and I always buy either pajamas, a t-shirt, socks, something like clothing wise. We couldn't do any of that this year because it just wouldn't fit in the budget. So the only thing that I could do was buy a snow globe. Now, normally I buy quite a big snow globe. every year, but this year I could not. So my budget was $10. So I got a little snow globe. I don't have it here with me, but I did purchase a smaller size snow globe, so I could still have my little tradition. So that came out of our budget as well. So that's pretty much everything that fell under my budget this year. I did struggle with all the traditions, like we're not doing stockings, we're not doing, normally I would go crazy with the advent calendars. So last year we did like coffee pod advent calendar, you can get some crazy calendars, guys. This year I saw like a Pandora one that was insane amount of money. And I mean, you can get advent calendars from $2 to $700. Like, it's just crazy. I kind of go more around the $50 mark for advent calendars, but this year we just stuck to the plain chocolate ones. We still had fun opening them. We're still having fun opening them each day. So I still got to have that tradition, but just mellowed down a little bit this year. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to explain to you guys, that just because you have to bring down your budget doesn't mean you can't still enjoy Christmas. I know it's a big time of year, it's a big expense. I coped this year by doing a few things that made it easier. So I didn't look at any junk mail. I turned off my email marketing, and I asked everybody some ideas of what they would like. I just thought it would be more intentional to do it that way, so that people were getting what they wanted instead of just going around and throwing money at things just because I felt like it. Because, you know, you buy gifts for people and they end up, you know, it's not what they wanted, or they just push it to the side because they didn't need it. So a lot of stuff does go to waste at Christmas time, and I know that. So it did help me this year to be a bit more intentional with gifts, and really think about what the person needed and wanted, and etc, etc. So 2024 is going to be a little bit different. I have got a new binder here. This binder needs to cover everything for Christmas next year. I'm going to work on it all year long. Now, I think I've learned a lot this year about being more intentional, being a little bit more conscious of wastage, and I don't know, before I would just swipe my card and not worry about it, but now with this whole cash stuffing journey, I've really learned a lot about budgeting and thinking about my money and where it's going. And it's not that I don't want to spend money, it's just that I want to manage my money better, and I can't do that if I'm just throwing money around. So we're being more intentional next year with everything. So this binder is my new Christmas themed yearly binder, and I'm just going to go through it with you guys so I can show you what our intentions are for next year. It's pretty straightforward. I have got an envelope for each category that I think is important to myself. As always, I have high priority ones and low priority ones. So if I do get stuck halfway through the year and it turns out that we're not earning that much money, or we need to scale back a bit, I do have them in an order that works for that, so I can trim it back and just focus on the higher priority ones than the lower priority ones. So I've got an envelope for each category, and I also have a challenge for each category to make it a bit more fun. So for traditions, now traditions is going to cover all those fun things I was talking about before. So me getting my snow globe, us doing stockings, our advent calendars. Sorry, my phone cut out again. My phone is being really terrible at the moment. It's driving me bonkers. But anyway, so they're the kind of things that are going to be covered with this. I'm going to use this challenge to save up for that. This is really important to me, so it is one of the highest priority ones because this to me is Christmas for me. Clothing is next. I've given myself a goal amount of $150, and this one we are doing in $5 increments as well. This clothing envelope is for new pajamas or new t-shirts or new socks or those themed clothing items. I will most likely be in the UK for next Christmas, so I always grab a Christmas jumper while I'm there. So this will cover that. Decorations. This one, I've put it in higher priority, but I probably won't need it next year because next year I will be in the UK for Christmas. So this is more for the year after when we're back and getting like our Christmas decorations back again. As you know, well, as most of you know, I've been living in my van, so my decorations are non-existent. We sold them when we moved into the van. So I just want to get a little chunk of money away so that we can start planning for the decorations for our new home. So that's kind of what this envelope is for, but it is in high priority because I probably would put it before the other ones, but I probably won't need it next year. So I've got a little bit longer to get that one done. Gifts is obviously a big one. I've estimated $1,000 for gifts because I want to go back to buying for friends and family and all those other things. I do quite enjoy it. Do I need $1,000? Probably not. I can probably pull it back a little bit, but I'm going to do that as the start. And again, this one, the challenge is $35 an icon. So I've got that one in there. Feasting, this is for special Christmas food. So like if we go out for Christmas dinner, or sometimes we just like to do like a fancy like little feast for ourselves at home. So that's what this envelope will be for. I have put an estimate of $200 into this one, and my little challenge is $5 again. Hosting, this is for if we do any little parties. Sometimes we host dinner and sometimes another member of our family hosts dinner. So I've just put a little chunk away just so we can help with that, so we can bring plate, bring some drinks, that kind of thing. So I put $150 in. We don't host very often, but we do like to contribute when someone else is hosting. So I've just put a little chunk of money away for that one. And then this last one here is giving. So this is the one I was talking about where I like to do a gift for the wishing tree, or I like to donate some money to a charity, or maybe donate some canned goods in food drives and things like that. So I put $100 into this one, and that should help with that at the end of the year. Then here I have got some fully funded slips. So these guys I will use, so each time I do an envelope, I will slip one of these in so I know it's fully funded, and I will most likely put the money into the bank just so it can collect some interest, because it is going to be quite a lot near the end of the year. So I will do that. But this binder is available in my store. It's available as a bundle, so you get the dashboard, you get the envelopes, the savings challenges, and 8 fully funded slips. And you can choose your own category names to go on the front. But that is my 2024 binder basically, and I'm going to slowly work on it, so I won't be stuffing it like my other ones where I do something in each envelope. I think I'm going to try and do an envelope or 2 at a time, and try and do it that way, so a little bit different. But yeah, but that is my 2024 goal. I hope you really enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different, but I just wanted to, I want to do a bit more content for you guys. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know down below if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all on Friday for our cash unstuffing. Bye guys!